Hey everyone, State Azure here. Figured it's about time I did the extremely belated studio tour. Sorry this one took so long, but the studio was changing quite often and kind of in flux for a while. Plus I was busy with many other projects. Anyway, this will be a fairly brief tour since the studio's actually really small. It's much smaller than I think people realise, and probably not as impressive as some assumed. Anyway, I think a bigger studio just means I'm going to end up spending a lot more money to fill it up with equipment, so this works for me. So I am at the entrance here. A couple of Synths in the corner, Prophet 12 and the Mod Wave. They're just there because I don't have any space left, basically. Still got the Wave State and the Opsix, but those live in the lounge. Not sure if you can see this, but it's my Blackmagic pocket cinema camera, which I use pretty often. Usually it's back here on a tripod, just overlooking the main desk. And there's my M1 MacBook Pro, which I primarily use for recording all the Eurorack stuff through the audio fuse interface. My Oxy One. Here's a pair of my second favourite headphones, DT770 Pros by Biodynamic. Very cool headphones. The Yamaha CP, which I use both for sounds and just MIDI control of the MacBook and Eurorack stuff. Moving on, here's my Eurorack system now, which is clearly a lot smaller than it used to be, but it's also way more efficient, more fun, and just faster to patch, while being just as capable as the larger system I had, just without all the redundant and surplus modules. Definitely a case of bigger is not always better, but my wallet's certainly bigger, so it's a win-win for me. Anyway, here's the Behringer 2600. Above that, the TD-3 modded out edition, and my Hydrosynth desktop at the back there. And here on the back wall I have a huge mouse pad which I've just stuck there. It's just got some pretty cool basic music theory that I can refer to. Awesome for somebody that just sucks at music theory. Bunch of camera stands, bunch of junk, bunch of bad cable management. Here's my cat's cat tree, which with a little bed on top. That's where Tycho likes to chill out usually if I'm in the studio. It's about the only time he actually comes in here. Alright, so here's my main desk. It's where I spend most of my time. Deckard's Dream in the right hand corner rack. Adam A7XX monitors. It's all running off a beefy PC with triple monitor setup. Running Bitwig Studio. Yeah, really happy with this desk. Here's my main MIDI controller. The Native Instruments S88 Mark II. And then on top, got the Logitech wireless mouse and keyboard, my famous Amazon Basics mouse mat, the excellent Intech grid controllers, Steam Deck next to that, and then we got my Electrons, the Syntect and the Digitect Prophet 10 at the side, my Iridium desktop, one of my favourite synths in the studio. In the centre is my Sequential Pro 3 Definitely the best synth I own for bass. Just incredible sound. So yeah, that's it really for the main desk. That's my 3 monitors. Very handy. Push 2 on a little extension on the Jasper stand, which I don't use all that much, but it's really handy for changing clips and scenes in Bitwig. It's my Elgato mic, which I rarely use because I don't really talk. And my favourite headphones, the LCDX by Odyssey. Fantastic headphones. Can't recommend them enough, really. So under the desk, we just got my PC tower, a couple of pedals, sustain pedal and expression pedal, and my JBL subwoofer, which just rarely gets used these days. Right, and then onto my Jasper stand. We have at the top the Iridium keyboard, which again, one of my favourite synths. Whether it's the desktop or the keys, just love this thing. One of my favourite hybrid synths. Underneath, a fairly recent purchase is the JDXA, which honestly love this thing so far, but I'm still kind of exploring it. Underneath that is the Dirtywave by Groove Synthesis, another big favourite of mine in the studio, but I always did love that sound of the old PPG wave. Just incredible and unique sounds from that thing. This is a Polybrute on the bottom, fantastic analog synth. And then on the floor we have a whole bunch of pedals I recently just put onto a longer pedal board. This all used to be on the side of my desk, but I moved it onto the floor to free up a bunch of space. And it basically works as a send effects loop from the audio interface. Here's my Mexican Fender. Not a real Fender, since I'm a pretty awful guitar player, to be honest. So yeah, I can't really justify it. Anyway, if somebody could let me know what all this strange white powder is that fell out of the box when I opened this thing, I'd appreciate it. There's one of my lightsabers at the back there, since I'm a part-time Jedi Knight. So, on to my second stand. At the top we got the Moog Sub 37. Awesome analog synth. A classic. A modern classic. Next to that, we have the Virus TI2 Darkstar. Absolutely killer synth, in my opinion. Just brilliant. On the back wall is my YouTube award for 100,000 subscribers. I appreciate everybody that helped me reach that point, but still most viewers do not subscribe, and I wish you would. It'd really help the channel out, so please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you. Underneath those two, we've got the Moog Matriarch, which, again, absolute classic, modern classic, brilliant synth. And then the Novation Summit underneath there, which I recently did a sound bag for. Fantastic hybrid synth. Under that, we have the Green Demon, the Roland System 8, which I've not had for too long actually, still figuring that one out, but so far pretty good. Lots of cool sounds. And that is pretty much it. Again, it's a pretty small space, but it works for me. It's all very compact, convenient. Everything's within easy reach, so it's great for performing as well. You'll notice there's absolutely no audio treatment in the room, and that's because I do everything in headphones. I've been doing that for decades. At least for me personally, it is just far superior than using monitors. I can get closer, more connected, more immersed into the music. And for me, that just means being able to stay in that creative space without distraction. And yeah, it just works for me. Anyway, that's it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the little tour, and I'll see you soon.